Hello everybody, this is Jeannie T with It's All About Yarn, Knit and Crochet. Today is Monday Makes, and this is one of the things that I'm making or finishing up are the saltwater mittens that you've seen I was working on. So all that I have left is just a tip of this thumb to do. And I am using four mm. 4mm needle and some mittens, a pretty heavy 4-weight, real heavy. So I left this stitch marker here because it was the very first row of making the thumb. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rows, and then 2 rows where I narrowed. So I need 11. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need one more row, and this is also the beginning of the row. 1.5 rows. I'm going to finish this one up here. Show you how I narrow. So the last stitch we made was blue. Now we're going to do black. Keep it pulled up close to your needle that you just knitted off. Black, blue. The blue is sort of a shiny yarn. It's like a teal. So I need 1.5 rows. Alternating the color. I do like my Quicksilver needles, but sometimes I just feel like using the wooden ones. These are bamboo that I got them from, not AliExpress, the other one. And I've used them a lot. I thought where they were bamboo that the ends would start splitting and breaking because I use these a lot, and some of my knitting I put them through is on the tight side, especially when I go to narrow. I'll knit 2 stitches together and the ends are holding up really well. They were, oh gee, I must have got from size 1 maybe up to 14 or something. I'll have to show them to you. They were really cheap. I think probably under $11 for, well, I know more than 10 sets of 5 needles. So this is the last row. And I always shove the needle ahead so that it wraps around the needle to take the size of this needle. Last we ended was black. It's going to be black over blue to keep it alternating colors. Squeaky though. I can't put anything on my needles because it will get stuck in my yarn. It's okay because the yarn's nice and big and easy to work with, so I don't mind. But if it was smaller yarn and squeaking, it might be a little tight and hard to handle. Okay, that was the last row. Now I'm at the beginning, and now I'm going to begin to narrow. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 21 stitches. Okay, I'm going to start knitting 2 of them together because I'll need to do that for 2 rows. Adjust my camera a little better. So I end it with a black. I'm going to continue with a blue. See, it doesn't even hurt the ends of my needles doing that. This is harder than ordinary knitting on them. I think I've actually bent a couple of my smaller needles putting stitches together because I've done so many of them. So keep alternating your colors. End it with a teal. Next is a black. Tug it up to the other needle, keep it close. Next is a teal. Next is a black. Gonna put this on the other needle. So end it with a black, so the next stitch to make is a teal. Black, teal, whoops, it came out, teal, black. I got 3 left. My next one to make is a teal, so I'm just going to put it on that one just to keep my colors going the right way. Then next stitch is black. It's the last stitch for that row. So we have almost, or just a tiny bit more than half the amount. So now we're going to decrease the last round. Knit 2 together all the way around. So we end it with a black. My camera is flashing red, so I'm not sure if that means I'm going to run out of room. I'm going to slip this stitch on with the others. End it with a teal. Next is a black. snug it to the other needle. Yeah, I think I'm going to run out of room very quickly on my camera. I'm not sure, that might be why it's flashing red at me. Next stitch is black. I'm just going to keep going until it does. So if I stop, you'll know why. I do that sometimes. I probably need to reformat my storage, because I did delete everything, but sometimes it still runs out of room until I format. There, it's the last stitch. So we only have 6 left. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave a tail 8 to 10 inches. They're the same. Yes. And then I'm going to just, some people use a darning needle, I'm just using my knitting needles. I'm going to pull both colors through each of the stitches all the way around. Don't pull them tight. We'll leave the top of the thumb open. Because I'm going to pull the yarn down through the top of the thumb and tug it from the inside to tighten it. Just get it opened good. Take this, the end, stick it down through. See it on the inside. Just take it and just snug it up. Good. Perfect. And then I will be working my ends in. And there's not really a whole lot. I'll have to tighten that one stitch there. And that's the Winds and Seas. These are made by Shirley Scott with saltwater mittens. You can order her book online. This pattern I did find separate to purchase. So I don't have any of her books yet, and I really want to get, the classics because that has the most of the mittens, and I love her mittens. Next, some coffee. Go get your coffee, everybody. Next of all, I'm working on the cocoa wrap. And if you want to join the group, we are just beginning it on Twisted Fiber Friends. So if you want to join, you'll have to, it's in Facebook, and you'll just have to answer some questions to get in. So it's Twisted Fiber Friends on Facebook if you want to crochet along and make the cocoa wrap. This isn't the full This isn't the full pattern. I still have, I think, 3 rows to go, and then it's a repeat. And but this yarn that I'm using, hers is the rainbow, and she has hers, or pastel, sorry. It's a pastel wrap, and hers has sparkles in it, and it's really beautiful. I don't have any rainbow, or sorry, pastel colored yarns except for this Mary Maxim, and it's the Lakeside color. So it was the last ball that I had. It's a ball and most of another. So I'm going to use up as much as I can of these colors, and it's going to be beautiful. If I don't use it for a wrap, I'm going to somehow display it, because she made this pattern herself, and I just love the way the colors flow through it. And everybody's making their own wrap with their own type of yarn they want to pick out. You can use a 3-weight or a DK or a 4-weight. Mine is a DK, but it's like a roving. There were some parts that I crocheted. It was thinnest thread, so thin. I think it was, here it is. It was super thin. Yeah. So, yeah, there's some stitches that are pretty thin. And then most of the yarn is that thick. And it goes down to that thin. I thought there was some even thinner. Yeah, well, you can see from there to there, it's like 3 times thicker than this. And there's thicker in here as well. There was one part I thought I was almost going to have to cut out when it got super thick. It made, here it is, one of them. It made a super thick stitch. And then above it is really thin. So that's roving. That was the thickest chunk. I didn't like that one piece within the whole scarf, or wrap, sorry. But I figured I'm going to put it in anyways because it is roving. And I just want to show what the roving will look like. But I'll probably just put this on display on my nice big stand that I have that's quite dark, and this will show up quite well on it. So next, what I have to show you that I'm working on is this big old Stitch and Crime that I didn't quite finish, but it runs out of yarn. So I do have some more yarn because I've been doing a lot of knitting. And so now I'm holding 2 yarns together because I started with a 5 or a 6 weight. And I think one of these is a sorry, my neighbor stepped out, so I just tried to pause it and had a hard time. So one of these is a DK and one of these is a worsted weight. So I'm just putting them together and keeping the blanket going thick. And it will just be a throw for the sofa. Oh, it stretches out nice. The stitches look nicer after they're stretched out. I believe this is a clover. 8mm. US 11. Yes, clover. It's upside down. Oh, it's blowing out. Anyways, everybody, I'd say that's all for now for Monday Makes, and we'll catch you later. Bye now. Oh, please like and subscribe to my channel. It's much appreciated. And keep safe. Happy yarning.